So now let's have a look at these both bottoms made of the cord and made of raffia. As to the size, let's measure. The blue one we have already measured. Here we have 38 by 15 centimeters. So you see 5 centimeters is a difference here. And so now we can continue with our basic pattern in raffia and then in cord. And as to the number of the stitches that you need to make, you need to count it. Because here in raffia we can count these braids here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. In the round you need to count. Here I have 188 stitches. This one made of cord has 166 stitches. And as I have already said, the main principle of the pattern here is the same, but the first row, which is going to set the number of stitches, it is going to be slightly different. So here and here I will tell you in every detail. Let's start with raffia. I'm going to use 3.5 millimeters crocheting hook. These are the leftovers of the first skein of raffia, and this is a new one. So now for your work, we'll need to start. Here you can start actually anywhere, but you need to see these braids so that they are facing you. Yeah, so you turn it so that you see the braids on the right side. Then we take 3.5 crochet hook, 3.5 millimeters, and we divide the length into 3 parts approximately. And so we start making this side approximately from this last third. It's approximately, you see, yeah, I don't count the stitches here because we're working in spiral. Here we're going to work approximate number of stitches. Just so that you can see it, pay attention that we insert the hook into the upper braid. And all the stitches that we make are into these stitches, to these upper braids of this stitch. And so we insert it into the first here. Then again we take a new thread and make a stitch. I make quite long stitches here. And this second end that we leave is going to be worked into the stitches. So we use it not only for making it stiffer, but also to give the right shape to this. Because if we are working in one strand, we won't be able to give it the shape that we need. So here we need to use 2 strands. So put it like this along the edge and insert the hook into the upper half loop, as I have already said, right? Like this. So we make 2 stitches as one. Then we insert the hook into the next one and grab the working thread, make a loop. Don't tighten these loops. Let the loops be quite long. Insert it into the next one, right? Like this. Grab the working thread and make a stitch. 2. Again, likewise, insert the hook and stop. Go into the next one. And make a stitch. Then into the next one, again, grab the working thread and go into the next one, and only after this you make a stitch. Ready? Then again, and so like this we go on working till the end, but stop here when you have 3 stitches at the corner. Yeah, so stop at the corner. I'll show you how to go on working further. So like this we kind of making decreases. You see, we do not make a stitch in every, we make it in every other stitch, kinda. Yeah. Here you have to keep the same gauge. It's advisable that you keep the same gauge. That is, the length of the stitches that you make is the same. And now when you have reached the corner, this is my corner stitch, so I have decided it's going to be my corner stitch. This one we're going to work slightly differently. And then we need to work differently also these 3 before the corner. So we have 2 more left to work them as always. So here you do not count the number of stitches. Maybe you will not have 2, maybe you will have only 1 left before the 3 at the corner. So then you just need to make more stitches at the corner so that it will not tug at, it will not be pulling at the corner, and the corner will look nice. So for us it's important that a corner has enough stitches to shape it. So stop when you have 3 stitches till the corner without counting the corner itself, and then make a stitch in every stitch here. So we don't skip anything, we make 1 stitch in each one. Then the next one, 2, and 1 more. Then the corner itself, it may be slightly closer to the right side, to the left side, it's maybe different, it depends. But into the corner stitch, we make now 2 stitches. So we insert into this one, grab the working thread, make 1 stitch, and into the same, attention, into the same opening you now insert the hook again, and then again the 3 stitches that you have left, you need to work as 3 single crochets. So we insert the hook and make a stitch into every one. 2 without any decreases, and the third also without any decreases. We'll turn it this way. So, and then we go on working till the next corner by making it the same and stopping as well 3 stitches before the corner. So you see, 1 and the second one and the second and together. Yeah, so we're making such decreases by the means of making a stitch 1 out of 2. It is important, as always, to keep the same gauge so that your stitches are more or less the same. Of course, it can't be perfect, but try to make it more or less the same so that you make more or less same stitches. Here you see I finish and stop 3 stitches before the corner. Well, now which one is going to be the corner one? This one. And yeah, stop 3 stitches and make now just 3 simple stitches. Here you can make 4, so 3 or 4, it's up to you. Here centimeters are more important than actually the number of stitches, so you just make 3 stitches and again 3 or 4 single crochets. Three. Like this. And then we make it till the next corner, making 1 stitch out of 2. We make 1, but don't finish it, make the second one, and only after this finish it together. This way. And so like this, we move on till the next corner. Here we again stop 3 stitches before the corner, before each corner, make 2 at the corner, then again 3, and then continue making decreases till the point where we have started here. Yeah. So go on working like this in the round till this point where we have started. Then there I will show you how to make a transition to the basic pattern. So now we have almost reached this spot where we have started. I have 2 stitches left. If you have even number of rows, so then here everything will be okay. But if not, you can make 1 stitch more or 1 stitch less, so here it's not so important. I mean, you make 1 decrease less or 1 decrease more. 2 and 2 more. And so the next stitch is already the beginning of this row. So here I'm not going to make anything additional here. So here you see I can't make 2 times, so I have only 1 stitch left. It's okay, make 1. So then we need to make a transition from this to the next row. And here I recommend you to put a marker here. By this marker you mark the beginning of the round, so that you can see which part is going to be back side of the back. Well, although we're going to work in the round, in the spiral, I mean, but nevertheless, so that you know where you have started and where you have finished the round. Likewise, here we need to find the first horizontal stitch, as we always do. This diagonal one is not the first horizontal, so you need to find this one. This is the first horizontal stitch. By the way, you need to count these stitches because the number has changed after you have made all these decreases. So I have 111 stitches in the round. Now I count this upper horizontal. Don't count this one, it is not the first horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on and so on, like this. You need to count them to know the number of the stitches. And we start our pattern. So the first row of the pattern is going to be made one way, and then it's going to be different. So now we will make first like this. We insert the hook under the first horizontal stitch. Pay attention that this is not a horizontal, that is still a vertical stitch, so you don't need to count it as a horizontal stitch. Insert the hook into the first horizontal stitch here, grab the working thread and continue this way. Then, without working the stitch, we go here into this stitch. Here you see 2 stitches work together. Here is one and here's the second, which is the second is slightly diagonal. So you need to insert the hook now into the first of 2, so the one that is closer to the loop that you have just made. You see here, you insert the hook into the one closer to this stitch. Here you make a stitch and into the one that is closer to it, and so like this. I grab this working thread and make a nice stitch. Grab the working thread and make 3 loops on the hook together. Then again insert the hook into the next one. Pay attention that not this one we have already used. It just looks as if it is the next, but it's already used. Then like this, and without finishing the stitch, hold this loop and insert the hook into the first of the 2 worked in the previous row here. You see, this way. Grab the working thread and make this stitch. I make the stitch slightly longer. Then the next one. And then into the first of the two here, and work 3 together. You see, the stitches are quite apart, but it is okay. This pattern has to be stretched a little bit. And also, when we are working in raffia, these gaps will be slightly bigger. But in the bag, it's not going to be visible because we're going to use lining. But for the cord, I'm going to make a thicker pattern so that we have no gaps like this. So then insert the hook into the next one. Remember that you don't use this one, you have already used it. As you see, this stitch, it stands for this one, so this is already used one. Insert it into the next and return back into the first one here. Make a stitch and again insert the hook, make a stitch, return back here, and again. So like this we continue working, but only in the first row. When we reach the corner, I'll show you how we're going to work there. It's going to be slightly different, so I will show you everything step by step. So go on working till the corner like this. You see, here we have already made 2, and here we have our single stitches at the corner. Likewise, at the corner we make last double, this one, and now we have 3 stitches of single crochets. So we're going to work just 1 single crochet in each stitch here. Where we have 2, we will make 2 stitches accordingly. So in the next one, make 1, return under it, and make 1. Then next stitch here, make 1 loop, return under the stitch, and make a second. Then into the next one, a loop under the stitch. See, here we don't have 2 to make a stitch only in one of the 2, we have only 1. And so here we have an increase. So here we will have to make the second one 2 times, because we're making 1 stitch in each one. Make a loop under the stitch, so here we make this second. Here. Then in the second stitch, the second one here, but we insert it right here where we have just made it, because that was an increase in the previous row. Here. Then we continue working 3 stitches. As you see, they were single. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 3, are there 3? Let me see. Yeah, 2, yeah, there I made only 2. Okay, it's not a big deal. So make a loop, the second loop under that stitch, and make a stitch, and the next one, the third. Yeah, I made 3. Yeah, that's right. Then here we have stitches with decreases, So we continue working them the same, like we did there. So we make a loop, then return back into one closer to us, one of the two closest to us, and make a stitch. The next one, return back, make a stitch, and the third one, and under the stitch. This one and under the stitch. And so like this, go on working till the corner, and then you'll continue working on your own. Insert the hook, make a loop, make the second, and make a stitch together. Insert the hook, make a loop, make the second, and a stitch together. Like this. So now when we reach the corner again, here we have simple stitches. Make each one. Now we have an increase here, the corner, like this. So here I make 2 times. Where I had an increase, there I just make 2 stitches that return back under the stitch 2 times into the same opening, like this. Then again 3 single crochets, so I insert it under the stitch for the second loop, 1, and for the second go under the stitch, like this, under the stitch. And then again I continue working those stitches with decreases into the next stitch, and then under the one closer to it. And like this we go on working along the perimeter here, all along this perimeter till the next corner. Then at the corner again we do the same stitches as we did at the previous one, and so like this we reach the marker. When you have reached the marker, we will meet and I show you what we do next. We go to the next row. In the next row you will already be able to see how we work all the rest of the rows, because after this it's not going to change. So the first row is almost ready. Now I'll reach the marker. So, and here the last one. And so here we have the stitches, first row of the stitches. Here we do not make any joining of the round or anything, we just start working in the spiral. And so here we work like this. You find the next stitch which you need to work. Pay attention, this one is already worked into, so not this one but the next one. And here grab the working thread, then here I'll take another crocheting hook so that you can see. Here we see this long half loop of the previous row, yeah, the stitches of the previous row, and under it here we have such a V-shaped stitch. You see, a little V shape, and it's slightly hidden there. So we need to insert the hook under that V shape, and the back half loop. So you won't be able actually to see where you insert the hook. You just know that it is there. On the other side, I recommend to pierce it like this, so that you have half loop on both sides, on this side and on that side. So insert the hook under this long one, like this, you see, under this one, and try to pierce it through in the middle, as I have shown you, although we don't see it now, we don't even see it. And we make a loop, a long one, make a stitch. So that is the first stitch of the second row. The next one, so insert the hook, grab the working thread, and again, here you see this long one, behind it you have a little V shape, and so it can be slightly different, it can be tighter, looser, yeah, but nevertheless we insert the hook into this long one and pierce it through the little stitch under it, and pierce it so that you have half loops on both sides if you look from the back. Grab the working thread, make a slightly longer stitch, and work all three on the hook together. And we continue. The next one, grab the working thread, again pierce it through into this, so behind this long one, pierce into a small one. Here, check that you have pierced it in the middle. You see two vertical half loops. Then grab the working thread and make a longer stitch. Work all three together. So actually like this we are going to work all the pattern, all the rows. Find this long one, insert the hook behind it, grab the working thread, and then try to make a stitch into that small V shape here. Then pierce it here, grab the working thread, the next one, again, grab the working thread, pierce it under this longer loop here, grab the working thread and make a stitch. This pattern is slightly lacy, and so the raffia may be slightly puffier if you make a wet heat for it. I do this from time to time because I prefer the stitches to be slightly puffier if I work with raffia. So just if you accidentally tore it, you can just knit it and it will stay strong inside, so don't be afraid of it. Now I'll show you. I have now unfolded it. You see, just unfolded it by hand. And I'll show you how much puffier the stitches will be. So pierce it under the longer stitch here. Grab the working thread. So you see this stitch is puffier than the one. You have less holes between the stitches. Here, you see? Yeah, we insert that hook. here and here. This half loop, by the way, here, the longer one, it's here. They can be moved back, yeah? It moves on one side and on the other side. And so, the next, I will work till the corner and then you can continue working on your own. Here you see, it shifts to this side or to that side, it is okay. Make a stitch. Insert the hook, grab the working thread, pierce it under this long stitch here. Here we have the long one on this and short on that side, but it can be different, yeah? Long and short ones can be shifted. At the corner we make it more dense, it is okay. Next, and make a stitch. At the corner, as you remember, we make more stitches. You just see that we've made more stitches here, so now we have less gaps between the stitches. Now we have no gaps there, but when the piece will be wider, there will be openings, because the idea of the pattern is to have those openings between the stitches. So insert into the next one, grab the working thread, like this. Grab the working thread. So here it's especially important to make slightly longer stitches so that they shape the pattern. Here, likewise, make a slightly longer loop and make sure that this loop is too long. It's not okay. You see, it's 2 times bigger than the rest. So I'll have to undo it and now I will open the thread like this, unfold it, and make our ordinary stitch. As always, here, and make a stitch. So here everything is absolutely the same, so you just continue working till the end. You just make 1 stitch in each stitch of the previous row. And so like this. You see that it will already start going up, and it's okay, but not at once. The more rows you make, the more it will be twisted like this. It's okay. When you finish it, it will be even, so don't worry about it. And well, also here I recommend you not to tighten it too much. Don't make it too loose, of course, but you see, the stitches have to be just all the same. The most important thing here is to make your stitches all the same in size. Anyway, you have your own gauge, you have maybe different raffia, so this all influences, of course. So, and like this we go on working. In the round we will start the next row together with me. I'll show you, and then you will work the base of the bag. So now 2 rows are ready. And here we already have a transition. It's a spiral, so you don't have to join each round. And so just continue working like this. Everything is the same. Insert the hook under this long half loop into the V shape. So this is the first stitch, diagonal stitch. Yeah. Pierce it through into the V shape, grab the working thread and make a nice long loop. As you see, the strand that is inside the stitches remains inside the stitches. Go on working around it to make it more dense. And so like this, go on working in the round, piercing each next stitch, making one stitch into each stitch of the previous row. 1, 2, 3. That's already the third row. Try to keep the same gauge, make the stitches the same size. It's important that you pull the stitches, pull the loop of the same length, you see, then it makes a nice pattern. If you have openings between stitches in this pattern, it is okay, we will need this lacy effect. If you have a lot of experience and you want to make it dense, then I think that you understand that you will have to make this row, first row, without decreases. Yeah, so you keep bigger number of stitches and you get the structure that is dense. We've made decreases, so we made less stitches. That's why we have openings for such lacy effect. But again, if you don't like it, just keep the number of stitches bigger. Go on working like this. And like this, yeah. Now, as to the point where we work, you have to make approximately 17 to 18 centimeters in height. Like this, you measure it. Maybe slightly less. It's up to you, depending on the size that you want. Now, as to the proportions to the bag, for me it's going to be about 18 centimeters. I'm going to make 23 rows, but you better measure your bag to make sure that you have enough rows. Because you have different gauge or you have different raffia. So go on working like this, making the base of the bag 23 rows, maybe 25 rows, up to 17 to 18 centimeters. Here you can correct the number of the rows. And then we will start the next stage. Now, if you are working in cord, then you watch the next video fragment, which will be dedicated to the cord exactly. And there will be a slight difference in the first row, but in general, all is the same. And if you want to make your bag dense, thicker in raffia, you can watch the method I use for the cord and implement it for the raffia. So I recommend to work for raffia like this, like I have shown you, and now we will work with the cord. So now let's work the same rows if you have chosen the cord. Pay attention that I have hidden all the free ends and I have sewn them really invisibly, as I have already shown you before. So now here we have 166 stitches in the round. I have, and you have your own number, so you have to count the number of stitches you have in the round so that you can check the number. You don't have to count the stitches, we orientate more as to the centimeters To find the place where we need to start, we divide it in 3 parts, the longer side, divided, and we start here approximately at 1/3, because we are going to work in spiral. At this level, we are going to change the row, go into the next row, so we need to do this at the side where we have started. And the first row is going to be worked into these loops, 2 loops, you see, this full braid. Like we used them when we were joining the bottom here. You have to look at it now so that you see clearly which loops you have to use. You will need the leftovers of 1 skein, that will do, which we are going to put as a filler inside the stitch. The same principle. One strand stands for the filler and the other end stands for the working thread. So here we insert the hook into the stitch at 1/3, right, this, and then this free end, we'll just work it in, it's okay, and the other end here, and just pull it through the loop. And so we will make such a loop, you see, this is the working thread, and make 1 more loop, and the filler remains inside. I put it along the edge. It's a filler, it's not working thread, it's a filler, it is inside the stitches. These free ends we will fix later. So if you have already watched the raffia episode, we were making decreases to make the number of stitches less. So with the cord, I recommend you to do slightly different, as it's not so dense. What I mean, the openings won't look so well as they will in raffia. Here we are going to work the following. 1 we work in an ordinary stitch, and the next 2 as a decrease. So we will be making decreases in every other pair of stitches, not in every stitch. At the corners I will also make 3 till the corner, then the corner stitch without decreases, 2 stitches at the corner, and again 3 corners, 3 stitches. I will show you everything step by step, so as we did in raffia. So now let's start. We've made the first stitch. Then the second one we work as a decrease. It means that we insert the hook here, grab the working thread, but do not finish this stitch, we stop. We go into the next one, again grab the working thread, so we have 3 loops on the hook now, and we work them all 3 together. That is a decrease. And so we alternate. Remember that you make slightly longer stitches, do not tighten them too much. So we'll make 1 stitch as an ordinary single crochet, and the next 2 as a decrease, and so we'll be alternating. A decrease, 1, and the next, work 3 together. Then 1 stitch as an ordinary single crochet, and the next stitch as a decrease. Make 1 loop, make the second loop, and work all 3 loops together. Here you see 3 loops. This is a short one and those 2 longer ones. And then an ordinary single crochet. So now you just have to count them so that you alternate them right. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, made of 2 stitches. 1 single crochet and 1 decrease, and so on. and again 1 and a decrease, 1, 2, and all 3 together. Then 1 and again a decrease. 2 worked into 1. So why here I do not count the stitches? Because here actually it doesn't matter. We just stop 3 stitches before the corner, and it doesn't matter which one we choose as a corner. Yeah, this one or that one, slightly to the left or to the right. So now we make 3 single crochets, and then in the corner we work it 2 times. Then we could make these 3 and then the next one as a corner if we didn't have 3 stitches. So 3 single crochets at the corners. We don't make any decreases because we need to get a nice corner. Here, make nice long stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Then into the corner we make 2. We make 1 stitch, and then into the same opening we make 1 more. So 1, make stitch, and into the same opening make 1 more. We need this increase at the corner to get a nice corner. And then we make 3 single crochets. Then go on working as always. I will work this piece together with you, and then you can continue on your own. So we make a decrease, then a single crochet, a decrease, and then again an ordinary single crochet, a decrease, a decrease, and an ordinary single crochet. And exactly here we have a last decrease before the corner, and then we make 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3. Then in the corner we make 2 single crochets into 1 for the corner, 1 and 2. Then we make 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then make decreases in every other pair. So a decrease and then an ordinary single crochet, an ordinary single crochet, and like this continue working in the round. In the corners we make 2 single crochets into 1. Don't make stitches too tight, but of course don't make them too loose either. And then we come to the spot where we have started. Here we will put a marker. You can put a marker at once actually. Let's do it now. And then we will have the second row. We are going to work it slightly different, but then we'll continue all the same. So go on working till the beginning of this round. And then the last will be a single. And here I have a single. It's okay, we can make 2 single crochets. Then we have 3, 4, 5 rows. It will be wider and it will look okay. So here, put the marker to the first stitch of this round here, so that you know where you have started, because we're working in spiral. You can't see it otherwise. You have to mark it somehow where you have started working this round. And now we will be working the sides. Yeah, the first row of the pattern, but first we need to count the number of the stitches we have. Pay attention that this is a diagonal one, it's not a horizontal one, so it's not the first stitch. It belongs to the previous row. Yeah, so you start counting here with the first horizontal stitch. So starting with this one, count the number of stitches you have in the round, and the last one is this one. Count the number of stitches and we'll continue. So in the round I have 127 stitches, and now we start working in spiral and making our pattern. So if you can't see it now because I'm using a dark cord, it's difficult to show you on the dark. If you need to sort something out, you can't see it here, come back to the raffia video, there you can see it better. So now insert the hook into the stitch which we have counted as the first one. Don't forget that we have this cord which serves us as a filler. So we grab the working thread and make a loop, stop, and go into this one under the first stitch. This is the first stitch, so it is to the right from the loop which we have made, and it's going to be like this all the time, to the right. We insert the hook here under the stitch of the previous row here. You see the stitches look slightly different, an ordinary stitch and a decrease. This is a decrease stitch. It looks slightly different. It kind of comes to one, into one. So we're going to work the one that is closer to the next. Yeah. So now we're talking about this one. Here we insert the hook and insert it into the stitch to the right of the previous row. Grab the working thread, make a nice long stitch, and make 3 together now, like this. The next stitch which we are working is this one. Yeah, pay attention. This one we have already worked. As soon as you see a stitch next to it, it is worked. Yeah, so be careful, don't think that it is the next stitch. It's not the next stitch, it is a stitch that you have already used. Insert the hook into the next one and make a loop, quite a long one. And then we need to go under the stitch slightly to the right. Yeah, here. We see the one closer to this one. Yeah, not that one, but the one closer to it, because there we have two stitches. Grab the working thread and make a long diagonal loop and work all three together. Then we have a single crochet. So into the next horizontal stitch we make just one single crochet. That one we have already worked. We insert here. Pull the loop and now go under this stitch. Here you have only one, so you don't have to choose which one. We choose just the stitch under it, slightly to the right from the one we have just made. Ready? The next one. This is a stitch where we inserted the hook, because previous one has worked. Insert the hook and the stitch that is closer out of two. Here you see out of two you choose the one that is closest here. If you can't see it, you can back to the video with raffia. There it is clearer. And so like this, go on working till the corner, insert the hook into the next one, here into this single crochet, next one, here, the closer to this one, as we had two in the previous row. So try to keep the same gauge, try to make the length of the stitches the same. Don't stretch this one. It might be a little bit stretched, especially in raffia, but try not to stretch it. Then the next one, and so here a single crochet. Make a single crochet. Pay attention that in some stitches, this one which is next to this one, it's almost invisible, like here it's covered, but sometimes it may be slightly, it depends whether the stitches are closer or further from each other. Here the stitches are very close to each other in cord, and so they cover it, and the stitch is made into the next one. Even if you can see this loop slightly more, then you make a stitch into the next one, because this one you have already used for the stitch. So insert the hook into the next one and go back into the stitch closest to it. So like this, go on working till the corner. We will work the corner together, and then you can continue on your own working in the round. Everything is the same, absolutely. So the next one, and here we need to make 8 single crochets without increases. So we stop 3 stitches before the corner, so decide which one is going to be the corner stitch. Come back here. So here I make even longer stitches so that at the corner they look better. The second, again slightly longer, and the third. Then we have an increase at the corner, so it means that out of one stitch we will have to make 2 stitches. We'll make 2 single crochets into one. So we find the next stitch, grab the working thread and go here into the corner, make 1 loop, then we come back into the next stitch, but like this, in the next, but we come back, you see, we come back into the same stitch, and then everything the same. So we make 3 single crochets, and again make a stitch into this stitch. Now I'll turn it this way, this one, and the stitch next to it. This one, here you see it was a decrease, and likewise we go on working in the round till the next corner, where likewise here at the corner we work 2 times, and we continue working till the marker. When you have reached the marker, I will tell you the final stage, the final pattern, which you are going to continue till the end of this bag. So now we have almost reached the end, reached the marker. Make the last stitches. Here we had a decrease, and the last stitch here, and then we have the spiral that starts in the next row. So the next round, find the first loop. So this is not the one, yeah, you skip this. Find the loop here, make the first, and now we will have a slightly different way of making the pattern. We need to come back here. That is the long vertical stitch of the previous row, and then behind it you have a little V shape. Yeah, it's difficult, you won't be able to see it. Yeah, you just need to find it here under that long one, insert it into the V shape, so that on the other side you can see that you pierce it in the middle, pierce it, and on the other side you see, you can check that you have pierced it in the middle between 2 half loops. So one half loop will be longer, the other half loop will be shorter, and these two can be left or right. So the short one can be on the left, or the short one can be on the right. It's okay, it doesn't matter. So you grab the working thread, make a long loop, and make this stitch. So, and you don't forget about the filler. Yeah, the filler cord is still there. So this braid is already worked, this stitch is already worked, although it is here and it seems like you can insert the hook to it, but it is worked. So again, check if you make a stitch out of here, will you have a space to come back to? No, you won't, because this stitch is already used. We always pierce it into the stitch of the previous row, that is to the right, not to the left, but to the right of the stitch, like this. So you can check if you see that you have mixed something, stop, have a look where you have the stitch that is worked, the previous one, where you have a place to come back under the stitch. So that here again we have a longer stitch, here it is, under it we have a V shape, so here we have to insert the hook. you will get used to this pattern, so it won't be difficult for you to find the right place. But check sometimes from the back side, make sure that you get in the center. Even if you don't, it's not a big deal. Just try to check to make it right, to pierce it right in the middle. Yeah, see, I have pierced it so that on the right and on the left I have one half loop. And pull the working thread slightly longer, make a stitch. So the next one, insert the hook, grab the working thread and dive into this one, into the V shape under that slightly diagonal longer stitch. Check that you have pierced it right into the middle, grab the working thread, make a stitch. So the pattern, now it's too early, when you make 2, 3, 4 rows, you will be able to see the pattern, and you will see that between these vertical stitches you will have openings. Yeah, the openings, I mean the other half loops will be visible. That is the feature of this pattern, and so it works this way. It's the way it works. Insert the hook into the next one, and then again come back here, check that you have pierced it in the middle, and make a loop. Make a nice stitch, try to keep the same gauge. Then the next one, make a loop and work 3 together. And so like this, go on working till the corner. At the corner we will work together, and then you'll continue working the sides for this bag on your own. So we have reached the corner where we, as always, we see the stitches go wider because of the corner, so we make a nice stitch, and this one is going to be the corner stitch. So here we make one. Wait a minute, like this. Here I don't make increases. Here we continue working one stitch in each one. First it will go up, maybe slightly curved, but then it will go up, so don't worry if the bottom starts twisting. It's okay, it will be evened out when you have worked more rows. So at the beginning such things might happen, but try to keep the same gauge. It's very important that you make the same stitches, the same length of the stitches and tightness of the stitches. So go on working till the marker. And again, repeat everything in the third row, and then we continue working the sides. So I have almost reached the marker. Now let's work it together, the end of the second row, and we will have a transition to the third row, like this. Here we have exactly the last stitch of the second row, and a transition to the third. You see, we already can count these stitches. Yeah, we have 2 stitches in each row. We have made 2 rows. We start the third, find the next stitch, and the stitches will be more or less the same, and we will pierce them as well. Insert the hook into this one, grab the working thread, and here we have this diagonal one, and here we have the V shape. Yeah, it might be slightly difficult to pierce it in the first stitch, but in general it is all the same. Like this. Make a stitch, and we start at the third row. Again, find the next stitch, grab the working thread, and everything the same. Yeah, we come back, insert it into the V shape. Here likewise, like this. Keep the same gauge. Here I have. Don't forget about the filler cord that goes inside all the stitches. And so like this we go on, moving this way, the third row, and all the rest of the rows. Now I will work together with you a little bit. So the rows are going to be counted like this: first, second, the third, and so on. Like this you continue working till you have made, for raffia that was 17 to 18 centimeters. For the cord it might be slightly different. If it is wider, somewhat wider, maybe you want to make it taller, as it is the first bag I'm making with a cord. So now I'll tell you approximately 18 centimeters, but as we go I'll have a look at the proportion that we get, whether it will be okay with 18 centimeters. Go on working the number of rows you need to get 17 or 18 centimeters, and then we will correct if need be. If your bottom twists and it is curved, it's okay, don't worry, it will even out. So continue working like this till you have 18 centimeters, and we'll meet after this. So I decided to make an additional video, and I have 3 bags now. One of them is made in cord. I have already made quite a lot of the rows. You see, it has no openings because cord has slightly different properties. Raffia, vice versa, has this lacy pattern. This one is in wine color. You can see the openings between the stitches, but in dark raffia, it's not so visible. In somewhat darker color, then if we look at this lighter color, you see that you can see through. Yeah, you see these openings, they are more visible, you can see through them. So it may seem to you that you have big holes. In this case, as I was working, I decided to tell you that if you have enough raffia, yeah, and you should have enough raffia if you followed my calculations, so you can try and add more stitches. Let's say work the first preparative row according to the calculations as I show you for the cord, and then continue. So that is if you don't like this lacy pattern, don't like these holes, work it as if it is cord. Yeah, work raffia as if it is cord. But then if you like it, just keep on working raffia as raffia. masterclass. So continue working. Now I will show you as an example with cord how we can introduce a new skein. Let's say you ran out of the skein and you need to adjust a new one. So we take a new skein of cord like this, and so I take the leftover of the cord I was working with. All right, it's really simple. Just at any stage you can introduce either a new color, or you ran out of the skein and you need to introduce a new one. So I make a stitch with my working thread, and then I need see that I don't have enough, for example, so I need to introduce a new skein. I take the new end of that new skein and finish the stitch with it. Finish the stitch with already new working thread, and then I continue working with a new thread. Don't forget to work the filler in. I'll make one more with a new working thread already. Here, just be careful with these ends. Don't mix them. So I make this one more. That's it. Then you see you will have this free end. You have to adjust the length of this loop first, like this. Adjust it this way. Yeah. So I've made one more stitch. Then we see these two ends. If you do not sew or glue them at once, then just tie them so that they'll stay put. You can hide them, sew them, or glue them as you like later. When you will be sewing all the free ends at once, you'll just undo this knot and hide them the way you have chosen, either gluing or sewing. And so like this, you just continue working with a new thread already. Here. So go on working like this according to the same principle. Here you work likewise with cord and raffia, and then we will meet when you have made a cord, the back in cord. When we have finished working the side, here is the marker. I decided to add. So let's start. Let's measure the side. We'll measure the size of the back. Don't cut the thread, because we will continue working with it for the first lift. And just make a loop so that it won't come off. So what do we have now? Have a look. This bag in cord is somewhat wider if I put it like this. It's 6 centimeters wider approximately. And I decided to leave it 18 centimeters, just like I did it for the raffia, because I like the proportion. Actually, you can make it slightly taller if you like. Yeah, it's up to you. If you want it to be higher or you don't want it to be higher, just pay attention. You can change the size. So how we are working for the lifting? We need to make the marks. Yeah, by the way, let's count the number of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 20. I've made 20 rows. Just pay attention that 18 centimeters, that is together with the bottom. Yeah, this is going to be the bottom of the bag. So now we need to count the number of stitches we have in the round and to make the marks in the center of the sides, on both sides. And so I will tell you how to mark it. How to mark it for lifting, how to calculate the right proportions. So let's come back to our raffia. I finish this round. I have 18 centimeters here. I reach the marker, and so do you. I lost it, so I'll have to return it. I hope you haven't lost your markers. And here, for example, if you lose the marker, you can easily find it. First of all, if you have a free end here, yeah, you see where you have started, and you can just follow the free end and see where you have started it. Or you can count the number of rows here, and you'll see where you have different number of rows. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23. I have 23 rows, and yeah, so it is in raffia. But also here we measure, yeah, the centimeters are more important than the number of the rows. So according to centimeters, I get 17.5, almost 18 centimeters. That is okay, yeah. In this case, it is okay. 17 to 18 centimeters is okay for this bag. You can also fold it like this and measure this part, because here you might have a slightly different number. The bag goes wider. Here I have 46, as well as I had in wine color. So it is okay. You might add 1 or 2 row more if you have enough raffia. My calculations are enough so that you can add several more rows to make the bag taller, if you like. And also you will get 8 centimeters here, 8 to 9 centimeters more, so you can see what size it's going to be. So I'll put the marker back. Let's have a look where I have those ends. It's approximately here, but of course I will count the stitches and check. For me it's just important to see where, yeah, exactly. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. Here I have 22, and there I already have 23. So let's follow this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 22. Yeah. So here I have to make 2 stitches more so that I have finished this round and I have 23 stitches all over. Don't forget to work the filler in. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, now we have joined it in the round. Yeah, here and here I have 23 rows. But we continue working in spiral. Here we will continue working the sides, but before this we will make a wet heat, because now it doesn't have a perfect shape. Yeah, the raffia is such a material that doesn't give you perfect shape at once. You have to make a wet heat. I leave this free end, the thread that I was using as a filler. I can cut it and then just glue it. So take the filler away, and I'll make a wet heat and show you how we make a wet heat, how to straighten the piece. Then we will make the marks for the sides and then start working with the sides. So to make a wet heat, I use a steam generator. You can use an iron. I start on the inside and just soak it in steam like this all over the bag. You turn it like you have worked this corner, then you can shape it. While it's still wet, you can stretch it, even it out if need be, and then continue. So be careful, it's hot. So you check this part. Yeah, maybe you see that you need to make it somewhat bigger or smaller. So you can now adjust the shape. All the free ends you'll be able to glue or sew. You see, now it gets a really perfect shape. It is evened out. Also, you'll be able to make a wet heat later when all the bag is ready. So it is such a nice way to give the bag its perfect shape. Stretch it if need be, adjust it. You see, now it is all neat, nice, evened out. I'll fold it like this. Yeah, I have 46 centimeters. Yeah, and now we will make the marking.